Red
Yeet.
ass.
Yeet.
Jay, get a red.
Hey guys, welcome to the Figure 4 TV. I'm exclusively here with my guy Red Carpet Ring, and we're going to talk about Jey Uso. Everybody is excited about Jey Uso finally winning his first individual championship after 14 years being in the company. Jey Uso is, I'm going to let you say it, Red Carpet Ring.
Yeet,
Yeet
yeet.
another champion.
Yeah, that's right. Congratulations to salute to everybody. The red carpet ring here. TBK in the building. Salute to you, Mr.Goodbread. But yeah, it's a big moment for Jay's career. This was a very. If you told me a year ago, if this man was going to go to Raw and get a singles run and become a singles champion, I wouldn't believe it. If you told me he got a popular catchphrase and one of the top merchandise sellers in the company with Yeet, believe it. So he definitely did a complete turnaround.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I want to just talk about some of the good, the bad, and the ugly about his championship win. Um, we could touch on some of the good first. Like you said,
Okay,
I- I'm
okay.
happy to see him win after so many years. That's definitely a good thing. And they don't waste his yeet because he's hot. What do you got to say about the good? Some of the good things about this, the good takeaways from this victory.
The good things I would say is, for one, it was a complete swerve because many of us, including myself, thought Braun Breaker was going to retain on Raw in the main event for the IC title. Number two, because he's considered he just won at SummerSlam. Number two, like you said, the Yee popularity is still high. It's kind of a compliment to United States title with LA Knight on SmackDown. It will only be fitting for him to get that title. It makes it, be fair. How can, LA Knight win the, United States belt with and Jay didn't win? Both of these guys were in the Money in the Bank ladder match earlier this year. They both had the popularity, so I couldn't see it how one would win the mid, the secondary championship on SmackDown, but the guy who is more popular, a little way more popular, did not win on Raw, so that comes full circle. Two, he's the first person since Roman to win a singles title for the Anoa'i family. That's good. He follows the long list of people who won in his family, including his own dad, Rikishi. Let's see, the late Umaga won, Roman won, and now he follows that list. I feel I'm missing somebody else. I think it's just those four. I know Rikishi, Umaga, Roman. Oh yeah, of course, The Rock. What am I saying? The Rock, obviously, well, former Intercontinental champion. So he follows that list. That's a big plus on his name. We didn't think we see that again.
Very true, very true, very true. I also, one good thing that I take away from this that I haven't heard anybody mention yet, but I've been on it and I've been watching the way Triple H has been booking these things. Triple H has been booking according to the hometown hero. I said it, and I saw it with Sami Zayn. I saw it with Gunter. I saw it with every single person that held that title.
Yes, very, very true. Very true. I couldn't agree with you more. I think that's great too. And another thing I want to say too, in addition to what you said, this brings so much more prestige to the Intercontinental Championship. This shows us as fans how important to Triple H and WWE, how important the championship is. It's not like it was 10 years ago. Like it was pretty much was a step over. It was an ignored title. Now it's just really a top tier secondary championship next to the world title.
Now, a lot of people is questioning what made him pull the trigger after waiting so long. And I always said it's going to make it, when he do win, it's going to give it that much more credibility. It's going to give it that much more value. Now, he would have put the strap on him back when he first fought Roman. That was when we first all thought and we all saw him in a main event caliber back when he fought Roman. Now, if they'd have did that, we wouldn't even cared about this victory today. So I mean, yet last night. So it's good to see long-term storytelling play out and not just going for the instant gratification no matter how over he is. But a lot of people are saying that this ruins Braun Breaker, and I don't see how it ruins Braun Breaker. 51 days is a great like a filler. You know, you want to test the waters with Braun Breaker. So you give him the title, you know he's going to be the future of the company. I don't think that this hurts him. What do you think? Do you think this giving Jay the title brings down Braun?
No. We gotta remember Braun is only 27 years old. Like he said in the promo, he's only been on the roster 6 months. And like you said, he's a homegrown WWE talent who's starting a performance center, then the NXT become NXT champion. So they know they have a long term investment with Braun Breaker. So I don't see him going anywhere unless God forbid he gets a very career ending injury or he wakes one day to
Exactly.
say, yeah, wakes
And
one day to say I don't want to wrestle no more, which I doubt. So I think LeBron has a lot more a lot more. It's
yeah,
just the
and
beginning of his career.
you
Just
know,
the beginning.
you know, I say that because the people in the IWC, the mentally challenged ones in the IWC, they're creating stories saying that they took the title off of because they don't like the Steiner brothers because the Steiner brothers were not homegrown talent. The Steiner brothers were WCW talent. What does the Steiner brothers have to do with Braun Breaker? And this is the stories that they create in the IWC. That's why I just wanted to clear that up with
No.
you.
No, I've heard rumors too. They said that he upset somebody when at the Georgia Tech football game. We took pictures with Goldberg. I heard he was being disrespectful at that event. They took the belt off him, which is not true. For one, he doesn't even use the Steiner name. For what I've read, I heard that he wanted to use Braun Breaker. I heard it was his idea, reportedly his idea, to get away from that name and make it on his own accord. So if that's what he really is doing on his own accord, I don't think the Steiner name only makes sense because he's not even using the name. He's not Braun Steiner. He's Braun Breaker. So he knows about the nepotism in professional wrestling. So if anything, I salute him for that. I think the IWC wants to pick. They don't. They don't think long term booking, and they only want somebody to be a champion. The way I'm looking for a day, you want this guy to win a title for a day or a week, then you want him to lose to this guy for a day or a week. That's not how you book properly. You don't want somebody to win a title like that. Then we're gonna have hot potato championships, and it has no value. And we're just getting out of that era. We don't want to go back to it. So I think it's silly for him. If you think he really lost the belt, he would jeopardize his name. It's no different when they said Jacob Fatu had a verbal altercation with Triple H backstage. Like I said, it's always a dumb story, as they call it, the dirt sheets or IWC, whatever you want to call it. It's just nonsense. So I'm not paying attention to that at all.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for clearing that up. And now let's get to some of the bad things that this means. What are some of the bad takeaways from this right here?
Um, you're winning the title against a very heavily stacked roster. So unless you really have some really good feuds, like really good feuds, I don't see how he's gonna have a long championship run. It will be short. I don't see it being very long. Braun Break will regain the belt at some point. That's one takeaway. 15 years to win the IC belt. It's kind of a little too late. I wish that you Usos had broken up maybe 5, 6 years ago, or at least make him a singles career. Equivalent to the New Day, how Kofi and Big E won singles championships and Xavier Woods won King of the Ring and still kept the group strong, kept them strong as individuals. I wish Usos would have took that route. So that kind of hurts Jay in a way, in that aspect. And three, Yeet can't last forever. We know at some given point Yeet is going to eventually die down, so the popularity won't be as high anymore. So it seemed like he won the belt just because of the popularity. So I think that's the bad thing. That's the bad in that. So and then he'll be used mainly to put someone else over, which is Braun or who else. I think that's what they're doing with him. He'll be used mainly to put someone over. He's going to be a stepping stone for someone else. I don't see him getting a long title run, a very dominant run. So,
Now, I'm glad that you mentioned that. I'm glad that you mentioned that. And before we get to the ugly, because it's going to get ugly, but before we get to the ugly, I'm glad that you mentioned he's going to end up putting somebody over because we've seen the storyline. We see where the storyline's going. Him and Rhea still have that love storyline going. Now he's the champion. Could you see Rhea Ripley screwing him over for Damian Priest?
yeah, I could see that happening. It could be inadvertently, or whatever it could be. I mean, it was teased with Rhea. I think Rhea will be the one that cost him the belt because this is not the Rhea Ripley, of course, that helped Dominic Mysterio get the North American title on NXT. It's a different Rhea Ripley now. This is the babyface hit Rhea Ripley. So normally, babyface the ones they can help you in a way, but they can also cost you. And I think that'll be what's going to happen to Jay. He will get more of the latter than the former of the situation, cost him than helping him. So I think that'll be the case with him.
All right, and now we get to the ugly. The only ugly part about the Yeet to Continental Champion, as you say, is what do we do with Jimmy? What does this mean for Jimmy? And what does this mean for Survivor Series? This whole great Survivor Series that we thought we were going to get. What does this
Um,
mean?
I think what they're doing with Jimmy, we see it already. They're holding off his return much longer. It's going to postpone his return much longer. I think he's going to return whenever Jay loses the Intercontinental Championship. Is that good for Jimmy? No. But the only way, don't. I think they put them both together, the Usos.
So it's safe to say that the highest Jay will ever go on an individual note will be the Intercontinental title. So a lot of people are starting to mention him as the world's champion now. They can't just, like you said, hot shot booking, and they just retarded. So it's like
Well,
they just want to see them for a day. Now they
well,
saw him Intercontinental champion. Now they
right.
want to see him as the world champion.
Well, the reason I could see why they're saying that is kind of a double-edged sword. Like I said, Aaron Cornell has prestige again.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's true.
most guys, as we see, that have won the Intercontinental champion has become world champion, like Gunther. We see Sammy, who was the champion after Gunther, he's challenging for the world title. So we see that as well. That could be the case for
But
For
he
Jey
will not
Uso.
win it. But
Yeah, he can
Sammy will
challenge
not
for it.
win it.
No, he may not win it, but we said that Jay was going to win the Intercontinental Championship, but this is different. It's the world title. This is the top prize on Monday Night Raw for the men's division. It's not a secondary championship. It's a much more important title. It's a title that Seth Rollins helped keep uphold and Damian Priest held recently. But I would say Jay will compete for it as he has before against Damian Priest at Backlash. He could do that again. I don't see him winning it, and I said this before, I said it again. There's only one person of the Anoa'i family that gets in the world title picture, and we know who that is, Roman Reigns. I don't see how they have two Anoa'i family members competing for that belt. It's going to be kind of a less. I know it's a different show. I know it's not SmackDown, but still, I don't see how that would go. Because we got to forget, Roman Reigns is still going to be competing for the world title. We have to remember Roman Reigns is also a top merchandise seller with the OTC. We have to keep that in mind as well. He's selling more than Jay, or is it neck and neck? I don't know what the numbers are, but we know OTC is selling. Bottom line, it's the top merchandise seller next to Cody and Jay. Those are the three top merchandise sellers, and of course, LA Knight. So I don't see how they would make. They don't want two world champions of the same family bloodline or the same family brand. I don't see how they'll do that. They normally keep one, and I think that's why Cody has the WWE Championship, and they have another one of the foreign heel, which is Gunther. I don't see how they will have one competing for the WWE Championship in Roman, and then the other competing for the world title in Jay. And if let's say one of them win, I can't see how both of them would be champion. I don't think they would book it that way because the IWC's already, as you say, going crazy now. They'll go much crazy saying it's favoritism while only a no I family members hold the belt. I can imagine in my head right now. I don't see how that would go down like that. So,
I
um,
agree. I agree.
mm,
Now, one thing else I gotta say is that's that Jay. That kind of puts Jay back into that box that I was saying. And Jay, if you look at Jay, he follows the same career trajectory as Sami Zayn. They're following the
mhm,
same template. They're following
yeah,
the exact same template.
they are. They are.
Sammy
Um,
challenges Roman for the title. He
yep.
loses. Sammy challenges Gunther, can't beat him, but then finally beats Gunther for the IC title. You know what I mean? So it's
Well,
like the same
well, if you
thing with
wanna,
Jay.
well, if you wanna be technical, it's not only, and that's funny, we seeing this now. It's not only the career of Sammy, also LA Knight, who also challenged Roman, and he became United States title stand Intercontinental champion. So LA Knight falls in that bracket too. He's in a box too. He also
Yeah,
falls in that.
he's in a box, but I'm talking like direct templates. Think about it. Think about what we
Yeah.
just saw. We just saw Gunther, you know what I mean? Um we saw Sami Zayn beat Gunther, who he could not beat. He was losing to Gunther. Remember, it was, I can't beat him, I can't beat him. It was we even had Chad Gable involved in that whole little thing,
That's true.
only for Sammy to then beat Gunther and become the Intercontinental champion, which then made Gunther go on to win the world's title.
World's
Now we
title.
right back at square one where Sammy, who no longer has the IC title because he lost it to Braun Breaker, who
And
then
he's got
lost it to
to
Jay,
Jay.
who just fought Gunther, lost to Gunther. It's just crazy. It's a template that Triple H
Well,
is following.
like I said before, we got a stacked roster. And here's the thing. As much as we love these superstars, whether it's your favorite superstar or you're close to be a favorite, or your favorite or the most entertaining on the roster, everyone cannot be world champion. Everyone cannot be Intercontinental champion. So we have a winner, but we gotta have a loser at the same time. Someone has to lose. They don't give participation awards just because you're on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown and you competed for the title. You can't. You have to win it all, and everyone cannot win this title, unfortunately. So someone got to take a hit in the situation. The question
That's
is
a
who.
fact. That's a
Yeah.
fact.
So
Now,
yeah.
before we get on out of here, gotta ask you how long he holds the title, who beats him, and what's his first match.
Well, we in September. We're in the fourth quarter of the year. Um, since like I say, he's the top merchandise seller, one of the top merchandise sellers. I see him holding on to the belt for probably the end of the year for holiday season. That's shirt's going to sell. Then they may even buy the Intercontinental Championship. I believe that belt's going to sell now. Now you got Jay with the title, so WWE's going to capitalize off that. Maybe he holds it to after the New Year, after Christmas. Maybe I can see maybe the first Raw of the year he lose the belt, or right before Royal Rumble, something of some sort. But I don't see. I see him having it for a good 3 months since January is what 4 months away, three and a half, 4 months, a little bit longer than Braun Breaker held it, a little bit longer.
Okay, that's fair. And who you think takes the title off Jay?
Oh, Braun Breaker can win it back. I see Braun Breaker, he can win it back, or Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser, I can see being Intercontinental champion. He I know he feuded with Sammy. He just lost to Sami Zayn. He could go for the IC belt or Sheamus, who never won an Intercontinental championship. It could be a slew of guys. It could be Braun. It could be Ludwig Kaiser. It could be Sheamus. Hey, I'll throw another name, Ilya Dragunov. Maybe he wins it. You know, we were seeing him. Maybe he becomes a contender for the title. So one of those four guys I see beating him
And
for
what
it.
about Finn Balor?
Or Finn. Well, he's a tag team champion currently. I don't see him winning now. Maybe if they lose the tag team belt, because he's still, he don't even defend those belts hardly as is. So it don't make sense to put the IC belt on him now. I would say between Braun, Sheamus, Ilya, and Kaiser, one of those four guys can win. those are the top four contenders. That makes sense. And if you look back, those also were the four guys that were in the contendership championship matches. And Jay ended up winning it all to challenge Braun. So it makes sense for them to say, I want to compete for the title again.
That makes sense. Now, like I said, we skipped over this Survivor Series. What's going on? Will he defend the title at Survivor Series, or will he be in this dream bloodline versus bloodline match?
He'll be in the bloodline match because Roman needs some allies. Now he doing the Cody thing one time only. If you're gonna have Jacob, Solo, Tagaloa, and Tama Tonga, which is four guys, Roman needs three men. He needs Jimmy, he needs Jay, and one more guy. I don't know who's gonna be. Maybe Kevin Owens comes to reunite with those guys since Kevin Owens, they still got him fighting the bloodline, or whoever the case may be. Maybe Sammy, which I doubt. So he's gonna go and rejoin Roman for that. And we know Survivor Series War Games are one match, one time. So, and they're baby face this time. They were heels last year. They'll be baby face. They'll win. They'll win it. Then he'll go back to the finished title.
Okay. And now that's part of the ugly, because now that means Jimmy Uso is just floating around.
Well, he'll be a part of that Survivor Series team. He'll be a part of the Survivor Series team. He'll be involved in that.
After, yeah, we talking about after though. After, yeah, when Jay go back to defend his title, then Jimmy's just floating around.
Well, he could feud with Tama Tonga and Solo. They did take him out. You got to settle that. You took me out. You put me out for months. I got to feud with you now. That's the only thing I see him doing. Other than that, he has nothing other than that.
Yep. All right. Red Carpet, it's been real as always.
I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys stay tuned. We're gonna see how this championship run will go for Jey Uso. The Yeet Nino champion. Yeet Nino.
Remember when you heard it first, guys.
That's right.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.